Hello, friends, and welcome to one more session of NITCO Talks. Today, we have top-notch architects of Mumbai, so they work all over India and all around the world. We have one who's today based in San Francisco. He's stuck over there. Not a bad place to be stuck in. And it's fantastic to have all of you. Let me do the formal introductions. This is not in any particular order, it was just in any order that we had it. Prashant Sutaria is the principal architect at PSA and the founder of CELPT, Center of Living and Planning for Tomorrow. He believes in designing solutions for the long term and likes to explore various architectural vocabularies. His passion to contribute significantly towards better design and sustainable development has taken him across India to do projects. Over the years, his firm has won many national and international awards. He has delivered talks at various forums across India, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Welcome, Prashant.
Vivek Bhole, one of the leading architects in Mumbai, is principal of MS Vivek Bhole Architects Private Limited, which was established more than a decade ago. Vivek has made his mark in the Mumbai skyline as a result of his hard work and architectural designs. With an enviable track record of successful projects, the firm boasts of leading multinational clients as well as domestic clients from various sectors. From its sprawling 25,000 square feet studio, equipped with high-end software and the latest technology, his 250 strong team works on over 500 projects across the globe. Welcome, Vivek.
Reza Kabul. He's the one who's based in San Francisco, and he's the one I've known the longest. He's my friend for a very long time. Being an architect was quite unplanned for Reza. After completing his 12th grade, he went for an engineering entrance exam to Baroda. During this time, he stayed with a friend, a final year student of architecture. He was totally fascinated by the sketches and the representations made by him. Before he realized it, he cleared the entrance exam for architecture at MSU Baroda. Reza set up ARK, Reza Kabul Architects, in 1988 and further expanded to Pune and the USA. ARK is a full-service architectural, interiors, landscape design and planning company with proven expertise in project design, ranging from master plans and townships to various segments. Welcome, Reza.
Khuzema Chittalwala, a prominent name in the architectural fraternity, has been a major driving force for several independent and collaborative projects across the globe. Nature has always been a great source of inspiration for Khuzema's design philosophy. Keeping sustainability as a key focus, he was stimulated creatively by international design firm Hirsch Bretner Associates, a global runner in the hospitality design sector, which encouraged him to create a focused hospitality practice. Welcome, Khuzema.
Now, before we begin seeing the amazing...
Thank you, Vivek bhai. थोड़ा before we start, रेजा ने मेरे को कान में बोला था वो इंजीनियरिंग के एग्जाम देने नहीं गया था, गर्लफ्रेंड के पीछे गया था. उसने कपशप में पहले मेरे को बोला था.
Before we start,
thanks for the information, Khuzema.
अरे, we are friends, yaar. We need to share.
I didn't know that. That's why. Thanks for the information.
Before we start, we have a surprise for our panelists. Bring on the surprise.
There we go.
Look who we have here. We
Oh
have...
my!
Hi guys, how are you?
We can't let you be alone there, okay?
अरे एक दोस्त
Yeah,
जरूरी होता है.
we would have missed you guys actually.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Great.
तुमने बोला जरूरी होता है तो आ गए.
Very good.
Good.
Superb. Great to see.
हमने कहा कि we shouldn't leave the two other friends outside the group. हम सब कुछ आगे के आएंगे as a surprise.
Very good.
By the way,
That
these are
was
the nearest. These are the nearest friends, but there are 2 dozens of our friends which are missing here.
But क्या कर सकते हैं?
absolutely. We are representing all of them, and it's a nice
Yeah.
gesture by Vivek ji to pull the group together. Fantastic.
Super.
We
Super.
Great. Thank you.
Great surprise.
Okay, we will now start to see the amazing travel pictures of this fantastic panel we have here. Can we start with Reza, your pictures, and then we talk around it.
Okay, if you can give me a screen share, I can.
Screen share, you would just do it yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Hi, friends. This is some of the experiences and the everybody's getting very eager to see what's going to be next. But so these are some of the pictures that we all friends traveled together, and the projects that we saw, and the conferences that we attended. So these are a few of them. This was a very interesting project. I mean, interesting. It's the station, Tokyo Station, and we were surprised to see this building. It's an old building, and it's the railway station. And the most important thing in this was that here they had a hotel which was right above the railway station, and it was a 5-star hotel. So that gave me a thought that why don't the municipal authorities or the railway authorities think that we should convert the VT station as well into a hotel, which would become like a tourist destination, because it itself is a heritage building like this building. So we could have something which is very interesting and very it will be a great tourist destination as well, and it would generate revenue for the railway authorities as well. So this was what I wanted to share, and that was the thought that I got. This was again with our dear friends in Tokyo, Narita Airport, and we were delayed. The flight was delayed, so we said might as well take we make use of the time, and we went and we used the spa in the airport. I think we should also learn something from here, and we should do something in India. This was another very interesting, two similar kind of these things. Both are towers, and I took images from there. So I thought I should share with people. This was in one of our travels to Turkey, and a very interesting, it was a mall, and in the mall there was this installation by Volkswagen, and it's a Beetle, the car that was the earliest, the oldest model of Volkswagen. So they made it into an installation, and I thought we should share it with everybody, and we should do something like this. All the automobile industries, all the industries should come up and do some kind of installations in the mall and retail spaces, which become public spaces. And this was a mosque that we all visited in Istanbul. It was a 50-kilometer drive, and that took us it took us 3 hours to travel from downtown Istanbul right up to the mosque. The best part about the mosque was it was not like a traditional mosque. It was a very contemporary kind of a mosque. It was on a hillside, and the mosque was made almost underground. So, and the mosque had nothing written, no words, except for one wall, which was a mirror. And on that, there was a little verses of the Quran written over there. The rest of it was just bare concrete. And I think that was a very interesting thing because, it was very serene, it was very peaceful, and there was no natural light coming in. Just the natural light that came in was from the skylight on the top, and that was the mihrab, where you face the for the prayers. Very interesting, this thing. But once it was the long drive, 3 hours, and the traffic was very bad, we just halfway we were thinking we should go back. But once we came there and we saw the mosque, we really enjoyed it, and we thought it was a good trip. I think all of you agree. This was Salone Milan, where we went for the furniture exhibition. And this was some shots which I liked the structure that was there. So I thought I should be sharing with everybody. This was, of course, the first picture was after a hard days, walking all the way in the fair. We came back to the station, and the best part was we did not have enough coins to put into the machine, and we started, all of us, pulling out from everybody's pockets, whatever little change that we had, and we started putting in. So that was it. And here all our friends were, we had the privilege of shooting a picture with the Western cowboy hats. This was again Milan. The location was Milan, and the building was Bosco Verticale. And this was a very interesting building. There are two towers. One is 116 meter height, and the other one was, I think, 76. And it's a vertical garden, almost 800 types of various trees on the building. And it takes in a lot of carbon dioxide and gives back the oxygen. Very interesting building. I think we should do something in India as well. I think, Sandeep, you should go ahead and come up with something. This was again the Milan Fair and the installations that were there. The most very interesting installation was the Range Rover, which was on the streets, and it was just made out of wire, and the lighting was excellent. I thought I should be sharing with everybody. This was Moscow. This was a trip which I went, but none of you guys were there. And what I wanted to show is, see the disconnect that was there. These were all the Lenin structures that were there and the old heritage structures of Moscow. And then suddenly there's a total disconnect where they've come up with, real modern buildings, and they have a total disconnect from what actually was there. I thought I should be sharing this with you. That's it from me. Thank you.
You're on mute.
Thanks, Reza. That was amazing. We'll come back to questions after all have done their sharing of their pictures. We can go to Prashant now.
Okay, so let me start. When you gave me this idea of this topic which we discussed, and I think it really excited me because we have a lot of things that we have shared between all the friends, and I think there is a lot that we can actually exchange in terms of knowledge and ideas and our experiences. So I'm going to screen share. Just give me a second. So first, I will start with like some of my favorite buildings. And pardon me because there was some technical issues, so my PPT is not ready. So this is the building. I'm going to show you a different part of building which we normally don't see in our normal web searches or visits from outside. Only when you actually visit a building you see that. So this is a Moshe Safdie design of Marina Bay Sands, and this is the atrium. What I really like is the A-frame with the massing on the both the sides with a very thin wireframe sculpture which is there right in the center. So this is one of my favorite in Singapore. Then I'm going to show you a building. This is one of my favorite views from top of Burj Khalifa, Dubai, and you can really see the a part of the city and all the bridges and the new architecture on Sheikh Zayed Road. I was fortunate to visit just when it got completed, the first 3D printed building which came up in Dubai. I think this was about almost a decade ago, and it was not even fully commissioned. So I could walk into it and I could see it inside out, and that was real excitement for me. The first 3D printed building of the world. So they had printed everything in Shanghai and shipped it to Dubai and assembled it. So this was really interesting for me as an experience. Then I'm going to show you a bridge designed by, we all associate Venice with the traditional architecture of Italy, but this design of Calatrava, which is a fourth bridge across the main canal, central canal, which is made of finished in wood and marble, is another favorite of mine. So this really frames the view of Venice for me, which is my favorite city. This picture is of Louvre, and what exactly happens below that glass pyramid, and how modern the whole thing is under that glass pyramid, and how busy that entire area is. And this really excites me every time I see this. So I thought, let me show you this different part of that glass pyramid. Then I want to show you the Berlin, which is where the new architecture coming up in a big way. So this is that Potsdamer place designed by Renzo Piano, and it's a beautiful feeling to be there. I'll also show you the aerial view of it, that how old Berlin and new Berlin is changing. So here you can see in the foreground is the old Berlin, which is where that entire Nazi power center was there, and on the upper side of that, this development, what you see is all the new development which is happening there. So it's a very vibrant area with a plaza there, and I really enjoy going there. So, and then I got some time off from my professional visit, and I went to what used to be the Checkpoint Charlie, where the Allies used to commute between the wall between the east and the east and the west Berlin. It's just a national thing now, but still it gives you a high to be there at a historically important place. Besides this, of course, I want to show you a building which we all visited. So everybody and all of you must have seen the picture of this. This is the big architects, and this is the Via 57 West. And we were fortunate that we could go inside this building also, partly, not fully. And I wanted to show how it meets the street on this side, the south side, as well as on the north side. So here you can actually see how the building connects to the street, and not only the skyline of it. So it's quite a practical building made for a lot of tenements and apartments and smaller condominiums also. So it was really a big moment for all of us to visit there, besides visiting a lot of other places that we saw. And I also want to show you the One World Trade Center, how beautiful it looks and the detailing that it has. So again, all of us were together, the entire team, and we all were discussing, how the finishing and how the detailing and everything is done for this. And it was a big learning experience. So it's not only the skyline, but I think the beauty lies in the detailing. You can see here how beautiful it is done. And the real interest was at the ground level, where you had the original footprint of World Trade Center, and now it has been made into a memorial. So you can see the scale of this entire memorial that has been created in comparison with the human scale, and the waterfalls and the names of people are written all around it, people who actually died during that time. So it's quite a sight to see it. And just next to this World Trade Center location, you have this very famous Calatrava building, which I'm sure all of you have seen. So I'm not going to show you the exterior of it, but I'm going to show you how this entire formation and the biomimic that he does in terms of architectural language, how it has been utilized inside. And that's the inside of it. And if you see little more in detail, you will see all these ribs which are coming down. The alternated ribs gets converted into a horizontal member at this passage level. And here you can see it in detail. So alternated one goes down and the next one goes horizontal. So very beautiful detail and very well worked out. And you can, when you walk inside the passage, this is how it feels. So this is another favorite Calatrava building of mine. We were also lucky to visit the iconic Buckingham Museum by FLW. And you can see Vivek standing there. So myself, Vivek, we were together to see this building. And what I really want to show you is how the lighting was worked out by FLW. So you see these lights, these are actually natural light which are falling inside the gallery where the art objects are kept. And you see these ribs. So the lights are actually going between these ribs and falling onto that particular location which I showed you. So this is where the light actually falls. So you get a natural light for the art gallery. And that was really, very, very interesting for me to see. And, you see these smaller details also where, he has captured the natural light into this museum. So I think that was very, very interesting. There is we also visited one of the trips we have visited the FLW office. So he is one of my favorite architects. So this is where his original office was in Chicago. So we visited this house cum office which he started, and then he moved to various locations. So it was really a very, very happy moment for us to be there. And then of course the boat ride, where you can see entire architectural history of Chicago, new buildings which have come up. So we took that boat ride also. And the best part was all my friends were with me. So, you can actually see all these buildings, various architects, and, the entire development, how Chicago has modern developed. So really a great moment for us. So this was really nice. But it's not that I love only architecture, which is, from outside the country. This is one more very much close to my heart, the project, and it's an old project. Many of you must have seen it number of times. This is ITC Sonar at Calcutta. I've been fortunate to be staying here number of times. And this is quite unlike a 5-star hotel in terms of its setting. the service, of course, is like 5-star. So I really enjoy the courtyard and this, the STP water, the pond that they have created for STP water, the fish. They've captured the essence of West Bengal with a pond and everything. So Lotus Pond. So this is really something which I really enjoyed. But as you all know, our journey is, as an architect, we all are always traveling and we have various experiences. So sometimes, we go to sites even in India, and this is one of my very favorite picture. Like we have done a house somewhere in central India, Maharashtra, central Maharashtra. And this is how, they welcome me on site. And I really cherish the moment, when somebody really welcomed me in such a traditional way. So these are all few small moments, couple of minutes, which you just capture, and they become so memorable for you. We are doing a project in Udaipur, and Udaipur is my favorite city too. So this is the palace complex, and there is a restaurant called Sunset Terraces, which you can see right in the front of us. And you can see Lake Palace and Lake Pichola there behind. And one of the days when I had gone to site visit and gone here, the Crown Prince's birthday was there. So I was fortunate to meet Laksharaj ji and handed him a bouquet and a small chat with him. So, these are all small moments which really actually make up our life, some happy moments of our life. And from Udaipur, I also go to a lot of places in East India. So on my way, sometimes when I'm traveling in the car, I capture this landscape. This is in the remote part of Jharkhand on Bihar border. But I really thought as if nature has really done, work like a landscape designer. And this image is etched forever in my mind. So I thought, let me share that with you, all of you. There is also one other interesting place which I visited. And, this is one of our study tour for which we went. So we had little time in the morning. So I was designing a hotel as an architect, and Mr. Prakash Mankar was doing the interior of that hotel. So we were on a study tour and we were waiting for our bus to come. So I said, chalo, let's take a picture of us. And then he said, Prashant, main bhi aata hu, piche baithta hu. So, how small moments make up such lovely memories. We went to the poorest district in our entire country called Purulia, which is like a very, very backward, but they have got fantastic art over there. And this is what I captured over there. So I enjoy working in India, traveling in India as much as I enjoy traveling everywhere else. And in India, of course, you find people like this who are very talented in how to create interesting food, or this guy sells thandai somewhere near Udaipur. But I think all these things, as we travel, a lot of our time is spent in the plane. And one of our trip to Turkey, I was sitting in a window, and just before we landed into Istanbul, I captured this over the sea. So world is so beautiful when you capture it at the right moment and you are there and you see it. But I also want to share a very special trip that all of us had, and that was we were fortunate to reach, and we saw this double full rainbow at Lake Como. And everybody who is here on the panel, all of us were there fortunately on this trip. And here, I captured Vivek when he was standing there in the terrace of our hotel. And they actually called me, Prashant, bahut hi sundar rainbow hai, please come down. I was resting that day. They had all gone out. So I'm lucky that they called me and I could see this. And it was, so nice to spend time with all the friends and see things. And this trip was memorable in many ways. So we actually went for a chopper ride over Lake Como. So this chopper actually came and landed into this lawn of this Villa Erba, which is very close to the hotel. And Villa Erba is a very spectacular villa which is used in many Hollywood movies. And our Hollywood star Vivek Bole is there in this picture. And then there he is. So it was a great moment to see Lake Como, all the celebrity homes along the lake from the helicopter, and you know, it was really nice. Also, we also got the we traveled that in that trip, and the Salone di Mobile was also there, so we naturally went there, and it was really nice to visit the exhibition, because to see exhibition with all the professional friends, and of course we all had our own agendas, but at the same time we had enough time to interact, and so you know, here we are, Kozim, myself and Reza, visiting one of the stalls. So it was so interesting because Kozim would look at the different details and he would have a different mindset. Reza would think of something different, and you know, I had a different mind. So it was really a lot of learning when all of us were together and looked around the exhibition. We also captured some nice moments while going to. So this was the last day, and then we were to take a train to Rome. So Reza and Kozim said, Prashant, hum log ka train jayega, because we were already at lunchtime somewhere. I said, no, let's go to the exhibition. I'll bring you back. So we actually, that's where we used the metro and we came back in time. And then we went to Rome. So that became a little memorable trip for me, because I really love Rome, and I love these trees which are trimmed by, I mean, I found out that how come they look like this, all of them so similar. So they are supposed, they actually trim these trees, but this is the avenue which I really love, which leads to the Colosseum. And the last day we went, so we were walking here, and actually just after this picture, there were some, vendors who were standing behind they were selling some goods, and they actually caught Reza's hand, you know, and checked his watch, that what watch he's wearing. So I was worried. I said, are they going to steal his watch or what? So things have changed in Europe, of course. And that was a lovely day, because in the evening we had, my birthday was on the next day. So we celebrated my birthday on the previous night. We cut the cake, all of them. And, you know, in this beautiful restaurant next to Trevis Fountain, sorry. And the next day, of course, in the morning, very sweetly, you know, like we were having actually breakfast, and I was trying to remove orange juice, and Reza said, "Arey Prashant, aaj tari birthday se, let me take it out for you." So sweetly he took it out, and I will never forget that. And we were again lucky to see this double rainbow, you know, when we were about to leave. So I think life is a journey, but I think our friends are the rainbows in our life. And, you know, when we are lucky to travel with them, it's really a great pleasure. And I will like to say that Mr. Vivek Talwar is also part of that rainbow. And this is my picture with him, is very memorable for both of us. And this is at Falak Numawa Palace for one of the events that we had gone. So very formally dressed. So with that, I would like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my feelings rather than, you know, my journey with all of you. Thank you, Mr. Talwar.
Thank you so much, Prashant. That was really amazing. And I'm sure there'll be hundreds more that you would have gone through. These are just a few that we are seeing.
Yes.
Now may I request Vivek to show us, because we're going in descending order of age. The youngest, Kozema, will be next.
Okay, so it's good. If you are the last, then all the previous speakers generally exhaust all the slides, because we are common travelers, you know. So I got something to say at least. And I thought they are going to show the same slides. So I tried not to include the same pictures, except one or two. So this is an underlined statement. So who you are traveling with is more important than the destination. When you travel with like-minded people, it is really a wonderful journey. People share thought processes. They share their moments of joy, enjoyment, and wisdom. So in our friends group, we have got given everybody a name, and a name which depicts his character. So I'll not disclose the name because they are like pet names, but then depending upon individual's character, we have got the names. And you won't believe that many of us are like, philosophers, professors, and we keep on sharing knowledge. And that what makes the journeys very, very interesting. We often travel apart from our family trips. Like we have got family trips almost like 3 per year, and every 23rd of December I travel with my family. I make sure that the new year is spent in some destination place, and we come back on 1st or 2nd of the January. But apart from that, all my trips with my friends is mostly for two main purposes. One is exhibition, and the others are conferences. Both these places, they give you concentrated dose of knowledge. You attend one exhibition and you get that subject absolutely cleared in depth, and you meet so many vendors, you see number of people, and then the kind of options which are available in the market, and you learn so many things. Similar in conferences, a particular conference can give you a complete insight of a subject. So in one of such conference, I learned digital architecture. I didn't knew the term, and I saw somebody's presentation, got impressed, and then all Indian architects, they attend and they say, oh, these foreigners have got fantastic softwares and they do wonderful jobs. But then who has taught us to do? So there I started in 2011. I started working on that subject, and today people know me for my digital architecture. But this is a conference where we generally, every year we meet. We cannot say about this year, but every year we meet in Australia, in Shenzhen, China, in Dubai, in number of places, Chicago. So a common place where all the group meets. We have got ample time to interact with each other, with the who's who of the fraternity, and there is huge knowledge sharing. And the most fascinating is the offsite programs, the offsite programs which are after the conference. So after CTB conference, there is an offsite program of 2 days, and there are selectives. You can select the sites, and you can actually go inside the site. You can see each and every part. There are presentations on site by the contractors, by the facade contractor, and there we interact not only with them, but we discuss amongst ourselves. We compare their architecture with our architecture, their detailing and our experiences, and then that becomes really a super dose of knowledge. Exhibitions, we all know exhibitions are fascinating. So Canton or Bau in Germany, Mesa Object. In last 1 year, me, Ashlesh, Reza, Khojam, we all attended so many of the exhibitions. I alone attended more than 7. And in the evening, in the exhibition, it is much lighter, so we enjoy together. So we sit, we chat, and that is like a dream come true, where we meet friends and we actually connect with them. And this is what is my feeling, that this connect is even stronger than my own family. I cannot give that much time to my own family. I try to balance, but then these kind of events, they force you these evenings, and they are very special evenings. You never forget them. These are few places where I visited, and this is a Cloudgate Millennium Park in Chicago. So me and Ashlesh walked to the lane, the bridges in the Millennium Park, and then visited J. Pritzker Pavilion. And we just don't visit the place. Then we go and see the detailing. And we went in the backside of those panels and we actually took the photos. We thought how to execute that. And then we generally don't stop there. Now, these are few inspirations. Like this is one building in Dubai. I took this picture 10 years back sometime, and then I was doing this head office for T-Series, and all those vertical fins which you are seeing, I just converted them into a different type of glass. So we went for the dichroic glass which changes colors, and this is a previous picture, but I don't have the current picture, and the building looks fascinating. So that is the first building which used dichroic glass. This is one pavilion which we designed for Aztec in some, I think 2016 or 17. Me, Reza, Sandeep and Prashant. Prashant was not there. Sandeep and Reza certainly were there. And we were walking on this one mall, and I saw a similar structure. So they said, Vivek, you are searching for the theme. So I said, okay, I got it. I replicated that. Although this is not very creative, but then this was some inspiration, or maybe you can call it a copy. But then with a limited time, I could just complete it. As soon as we returned, in 3 days, I executed it, and it was there in the exhibition. Then the next inspiration, like this parametric, came from a few stalls I visited in Milan, and I tried this. First, actually design and executed parametric structure in next year's Aztec. So we were traveling in Australia. So I told Sandeep, I think Reza was also there. So I told Sandeep, I'm going to make this. And right now it's blank, but in next 24 hours, it will be erected. This is a really complicated structure, doubly shaped parabolic form, and just in plywoods and no nail, no glue, I had to execute it in 24 hours. So every 15 minutes, I used to give him a report. Sandeep, now this is the stage. And Sandeep was giving me some suggestions. You can actually do this, and the theme, what I had to do, the lighting theme, we discussed a lot in Australia, and my wife and my team was executing it on site. So this was again an inspiration. We visited this Hudson Yard after one of the conference. So me and Ashlesh went on the top of this tallest tower in New York, not the tallest, but then in the Hudson Yard development. And this is the photo on the middle photo is on the top of the terrace. And then we saw that vessel. So this is my habit. Every time I see something unique in the evening, I try to make that in my parametric softwares. Now, these kind of shapes, they are really very difficult to visualize and to execute. But if I can just get the basic detailing done, then yes, the additional can be always added later on. So I got more than 200 of these kind of experiments in my laptop. And every time, like in Australia, I saw some stadium, I tried to replicate that in the evening. So my first task after I reach my hotel is start the laptop and replicate whatever I saw, something new. So travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer. This is what I believe in. And that is why we travel. And the experience should not be limited to us. So it is very easy for us principals that we travel for various occasions. So I started a practice where we took our complete staff. These are more than 80 people we took to Dubai. This is Festival City in Dubai. This was in 2013. We made multiple trips in Dubai and then in China, in even Thailand, to show our people what is the latest thing which are going. We attended many exhibitions with our staff. And this is the case where we took them to even the desert safari, you can say in the right corner. These are few places which we are going to miss in next few years. So these are the places I visited. Jijaigao in China, then Sanya. Sanya is on Haiku Island in Hainan province, and it's a nice place where more than 60 big hotels. The biggest is 1400 rooms hotel, and they developed in just 7 years. So it's a very nice place. They have developed fantastic beaches. We had a family trip there. Zhuhai, again, we had a family trip there. Very interesting place, very near to Hong Kong. And a biggest hotel is a resort, 1100 acres resort. And these are the places I think we'll miss because of the COVID situation in near future. But then I actually miss, going to miss all my friends and the similar trips what we did in the past. These are a few pictures in Turkey, in Dubai, and Italy, and in America. So I think we all are going to miss this for next few years at least. And this is our journeys are like we can make hundreds of movies. There are very memorable experiences we share. So we can have Dil Chahta Hai, we can have a lot of Zindagi Na Mile Dobaras. So the journey is best measured in friends rather than miles. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. That was really, really good. Very, very nice. Okay, now on to Cosima.
So पहले तो विवेक जी आपने कुछ पहले कहा था कि मैं कुछ एज वाइज ऑर्डर में ले जा रहा हूँ, ऐसा कुछ कहा था. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making me much more younger. Much more younger. Thank you so much. इसी बात पे एक दो पंक्तियां बोलना चाहूंगा. दोस्ती एक वो एहसास होता है, दोस्ती एक वो एहसास होता है जो अनजाने लोगों को भी पास लाता है. हमारे ये पूरे ग्रुप के अंदर विवेक जी, मेरे हिसाब से विवेक, अशिलेश, प्रशांत, हम लोग गए 5-7 साल में बहुत जुड़ गए. जबकि संदीप और मैं तो कॉलेज से फ्रेंड्स हैं. हम लोग दोनों क्लास बैचमेट्स हैं, एक ही साथ में आर्किटेक्चर पढ़ाई की. लेकिन मैं ये समझता हूँ कि एक आर्किटेक्ट जब पैदा होता है, बनता है, तो वो जिंदगी भर, जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं साइकिल चलाने वाला साइकिलिंग कभी नहीं भूल सकता, वैसे आर्किटेक्चर किधर भी जाएगा वो पहले बिल्डिंग की डिटेलिंग देखता है, कुछ और देखता है, पहले वो देखता है, बाकी सराउंडिंग बाद में, पहले आर्किटेक्चर की बातें करेगा. सो एवरीबडी स्लीप्स दैट. अभी हमारी हॉस्पिटैलिटी की आदत है, और हॉस्पिटैलिटी के अंदर मेरी भी आदत ऐसी है कि आई जनरली व्हेनेवर आई ट्रैवल, I want to see the best of the hotels. I want to see whichever hotel I'm staying, I want to see the every depth of it. और इसमें important यह है कि I'm sharing few of the images of the hotels which I have seen it, and I look at it from a very different perspective because you have various experiences which you have. So this is a hotel in Lake Como where we all were together. It's an Hilton. But if you look at it, the architecture...
Kojem, we don't see your face, we don't see your screen either.
Don't tell me.
Yes.
Just a moment.
Screen 2.
No. You can? Now we can?
Yes.
Okay. So, we were all together. We are around 15 of us together. So हम दोस्तों की मंडली के अंदर हम लोग ये एक्सपीरियंस इसलिए हमको बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है क्योंकि हम अपनी जो लर्निंग प्रोसेस है वो तो करते ही है. उसके अलावा हमारे पास जो बॉन्डिंग से हम लोग जो दूसरी बातें करते हैं जिसके लिए ऑन द प्रोफेशनल रिलेटेड, on the business related, professional ethics related, and it's a great learning experience. We share a lot of things together. So मेरी प्रॉब्लम है, मैं हॉस्पिटैलिटी करता हूँ तो मैं होटल ही देखता हूँ. So this is my picture with at the entrance of the Hilton. All thanks to Prashant who shot this. And now look at the reception desk which is there. So it was very informal, something which makes you how people can do different things in a different way in a different environment. So this was a reception desk which was there, and the lobby lounge was like this. Now, surprisingly, I'll show you in one of the picture ahead that the building outside was a very classical building. It was an old building, and behind that classical building, it was an amalgamation of absolutely a modern and a contemporary architecture. Abhi interior bhi dekhenge to dekhiye what kind of interior. The interior is very, very contemporary, very, very clean, neat lines. Absolutely the way, so the detailing, the kind of loungy environment which was created, the way things were, the way the details were. For example, if you look at this, if you see this detail, I have taken an additional other picture of it also. This was a call bell. It was a call bell for in such a large lounge area. This was a call bell which was received at the back end. So if somebody wants to order a tea or coffee, they have to press this. And that's how the complete working system. So it was very unusual for us to create friends gathering in the lounge. Wonderful spending. And you see my two of my friends here, my Sandeep and Soyuz. दोनों को हर मील के बाद में बाथरूम जाना पड़ता है क्योंकि उनको टीथ वॉशिंग की बहुत ही अच्छी आदत है. Yeah, look at the detail which is coming in. If you look at this detail, I'll show you. I'll come to this slide again. The kind of artwork, the minimalism which is there in the property. It was a fantastic experience in terms of learning the way the hotel can be operated. I have seen some hotels even in US also where the complete 200 key property in a 3 or 4 star hotel was operated by 34 people. If you look at the way the basins, the way the counters are designed, very minimal, very clean, neat line, a lot of glass being used. If you look at this is all of them were either stretch ceiling material or like Barisol, which was being used, or the glass. So the artwork was printed on a material which was like a Barisol. And a lot of back-painted glasses were used. Even the public toilet had back-painted glasses. So these were all back-painted glasses which were used, and they were all beautiful. If you look at the guest room table, this was a complete metal. This was a complete metal. And this was a metal sheet, and this was a detail which was there. So I go around, I look at it, because learning from what other people have done is very, very important. We need to see, we need to be observant. The room is very simple, very clean. You look at the architecture. So if you look at this is the backyard courtyard which was there. And you see the yellow color building in the foreground was the main lobby area which was part of it. So with that very old classical architecture, the way it was blended was pretty nice. The very clean, absolutely a clean environment. The way that lighting detail was done. So this was something, a rail which was created for the toiletries, and behind that rail, the complete room was washed. The complete bathtub area was, so the light effect was absolutely mind-boggling. The way the experience was. Look at the way the details are done. So how the important is that learning. How do we take care of those kind of details, and from these learnings, even if we are committing mistakes, we should learn from, or somebody else has committed a mistake, we should be able to learn from that and rectify at our end, and do not commit that. So see, look at this service ke liye, the kind of the kind of signal which is there, and this was probably you had to just press that and it was like a press switch. The kind of detailing, very clean, neat details instead of this was a wooden flooring. So in order to avoid that, the clear buffers were created. These are specific buffers which were created and designed for it. The light fixtures, we feel that this is very jugadu, but this is designed. This is designed. Look at the way the light fixtures have been suspended. So there is so much of weight which has been incorporated, and we have this. And in between, you definitely try and experience wherever you go. This is Anish Kapoor, one of the brilliant installation where I saw in a museum in Atlanta. And this is something which was, these are the kind of experiences which we keep on bringing. I want to share on another hotel, and this is where it is. I met a friend in somebody in US, and that friend had a friend who owned an hotel, and this is an autograph by Marriott. So I grabbed that opportunity and I said, we must go and visit this, and this is what we experienced. So this is an autograph by Marriott. It is a very boutique, autograph is a very boutique brand. So something which was very regular, routine, very crystal crisp, to a different kind of a hotel, which is an autograph, which is a very boutique brand as such. The kind of seating, the lounge, the color palette, the kind of accessorization which has been done, the art which has been placed all across. All-day dining, which is very simple. If you look at the chairs also, they are so simple. They are very simple, but they look very classy. The ambience is, because it is very apt for the American color palette and all. Probably in India, we have little fear of darker shades of colors and all. But there, for them, it is a brilliant color palette, which is according to American climatic conditions and American taste of ambience, interior ambience. The kind of feature chair which is there over there, the blue color feature chair, the way the customization of each of these chairs have been happening. If you look at the table next to them, they act as a poof as well as for a coffee, if somebody, or a drink, somebody has to put a tray is kept on it, and this is how the operation is handling it. So it's a fur finish which is there on the stool behind. The sense of direction created by the wall art. So there is a moment which has to happen in that direction. So you feel that this is a feature wall which has been created as soon as you enter. The bar is lovely. It's a very industrial looking bar with so many elements. The elements like this, which creates a lot of interaction. There was a bowl and a dog biscuits or a dog food which was kept out over there because it was a pet friendly hotel. So small things which matter in hospitality are very important. And that's, if you keep on observing, you can incorporate in your designs, you can, and bring it relevantly to our what is needed in our country, or what is needed for that particular project. This hotel was on a if you look at this, the map, there is a Tennessee River which is flowing, and there is a bridge which was created. This bridge is something which was something which has got a very important historical importance in the city. And what they did was they took a small pool table and they mapped this. They printed this map on the pool table, and then they covered it with the glass, littered that, and used that as a bar table. So it was used as a community table, and the way the details were created, a very industrial looking feel kind of a thing which were there. Even if you look at the texture of the wood which was there. So there are so many things which you keep on observing when you are traveling, the kind of paletting, and just look at the signage. signage, the importance in that small town or a city, how important that town was. And you have bicycles rides which are available to us for, and the kind of graphics. Look at the way the graphics are. So the graphics were because there was an importance and there was a certain history behind that. A lot of black were used as uh, uh, Afro-Americans images were used as a part of these visuals also over there. Very, very important. We observing this, we had they had used voice over technology. This was sometime last year, and they were ready with the voice over technology in that particular hotel. So the touchless which we are talking about today, people are talking about it. They were already in that direction a year before what we are today trying to face. And I think so. This probably, my friend Reza, would be. So these are the kind of design inspirations which we keep on getting. You keep on seeing it and you keep on inspiring. I think so, Reza. This is from your city of San Francisco. And then we have a very different kind of scale of hotels, this is a hotel in Las Vegas. So if you look at the kind of magnitude of property which is there, where you have around 2,500 to more than 5,000 plus rooms in each hotel, and there are huge casinos, the kind of F&B which is being handled, the way the things are being handled, they are so different. And the kind of the detailing, if you look at it, which is very, very important. The way, look at the light fixtures, and the light fixtures has got these button details which are there, knobs which are there, and look at this kind of detailing which has been created. So very, very, this is a complete art or a mural which is created out of leather, and it is a part of a foyer area. It is a part of a reception lobby. So the way things are developed and way the things are done, the kind of experience, just to break the volume and create an experience, the kind of installation which was done in the public space, public bathrooms, we look at it, the opulence and luxury of the Las Vegas is also reflected over here. The way the kind of surrounding spaces which are being used for the show, I think so. A lot of people would have seen this. This is the part of the Caesar Palace, and you will see this even in Macau as well as here. They are similar. There are rides, boat rides, canyon rides, which are available. You can walk on the streets. This is at upper level. This is at a level 4 or 5 where this has been created and this kind of ambience has been created. And there is another world of it, another world. If somebody has seen the theaters and shows at Las Vegas or any of the, even New York Broadway, you will find that the way the lighting, the way the designs are being created, the way the things are staged, they all reflect a different kind of design level. And I think so this travel, such kind of travels, bring us a lot of inspiration to us, lot of things. And if you look at this and you are looking at this, I think so, I take out some time and think philosophically. If you look at this, I find this life of Vegas as confusing as this shadow casting of the railing. And although it's very clean, neat, but it is so crisscross, so much of glitter, so much of light, but the life there is all probably confused. I feel that the way, the scale and magnitude which we feel about it, the signages, the hotel scales, the way the hotels and the casinos are interconnected, the way the casinos are created. I feel that when you travel with your friends, all these trips were done with some or other friends, and when you keep on sharing your experiences, your perspective to others, and others do the same to you, I think so. It's a very in a holistic picture. You find it. It's a great experience which you bring back when you come back from the travel. Thank you.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic, Cosima. Superb. There are a couple of pictures that we will see from Ashlesh. He was, in fact, I didn't ask Ashlesh, who's from famous Raja Edri Architects, and I should have asked them, and also Sandeep, but I didn't ask earlier. But we have a couple of pictures that Ashlesh is going to show us. Ashlesh, will you start screen sharing?
Hi. Yeah, so I'll take some time because I have to put it in the laptop because this was the last moment. I'm just going to do that. In the meanwhile, Sandeep, you can start showing the photographs. I'll share it.
Well, as Vivekji said, I was not known that everybody is going to share a photo gallery. I would have created a wonderful photo gallery which could have added more fun to our today's presentation. But I think everything was covered very nicely by Prashant, Vivek, Reza, and Kozem. So Vivekji, you must have seen the diverse talent that we have in our group. You know, like Reza talks about something which is quite international, quite visionary. Prashant talks about the human connection. Vivek always looks at his digital and parametrics into it, and Kozema looks at those small hospitality detail. So it's like a treasure hunt for me, you know, when I go with this knowledge-worthy friends, and you get a lot of take home, you know. So from everybody lenses, the same place is seen in a different way, and that is all architecture is about, you know. And it becomes so wonderful for all of us when we come back. You absolutely get completely rejuvenated. I must also name some of our friends who are not here today, but they are equally close to us. We have Anupam Dey, we have Karl Wadia, we have Hiten Sethi, we have Saurabh Chatterjee. Of course, we have Ashok Bhai, Mohnani of Ekta Group, also a close friend of ours. Ravi from Bangalore. We have Umesh Joshi and Achyut Watwe. There's a renowned structural consultant, and Jawahar and Kamlesh. This is actually our group of 17 people. We are closely, besides many other architectural friends, but when we go for a travel, normally we'll end up going together. So I thought it's very, very important that I must take their names because we're all together. Ashlesh, you got your picture?
No, I'm still getting, but I would like to say that, you know, this is a coincidence that everyone here on the panel, I know them through travel. I met Kozim for the first time. That was when we were traveling in US. I met Sandeep, Reza, and Vivek when we were traveling in Dubai. And I met Prashant Bhai when we were traveling in Mexico. This is a big coincidence, you know, that, and it's always a joy traveling with these guys, you know, absolute joy, traveling and learning from them. At the same time, we have lots of series of discussions. We have lots of, sharing, knowledge sharing sort of things where the most important person is Sandeep telling his knowledge. He's like our professor, like Vivek said, he's our professor. He tells us and we all quietly listen to him. So,
you know, Vivek ji, these 4 people whom you have on panel today, they don't drink wine, they don't drink whiskey. So they become quite boring when the evening comes, you know. So I have to keep them engaged, you know. Ashlesh and me are the one who enjoy the single malt, you know. That's how it works. So that one thing we couldn't really induce into them. It's a little late now.
So,
and of course, not to forget Soyuz. I'm sorry, very dear friend. Soyuz.
Yeah, Soyuz.
Yeah, yes, of course.
So while we wait for Ashlesh to show us some pictures, I'll have a couple of questions because the time is, I think we almost crossed the time that we were gone.
Can you share the photo? I had sent you a WhatsApp. Can you share that photograph?
Oh no,
for you?
1 minute. Let me.
If you send me a WhatsApp, I can share.
I will send you, Vivek, right now.
In the meanwhile, let me share 2 pictures in that so that we all get little entertained. Ashlesh, you can carry on. I'm just buying time.
I'll send the photograph to Vivek.
Yeah. Once you are ready, let me know.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Acha, then I'm closing. Okay, great. I'm closing.
Okay, can you see?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we can see.
Yes.
The second photograph. So this is a very special photograph. You remember I was saying that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have coins
Buying ticket.
and we're trying to find out coins, and after, and we're trying to take out the metro tickets where we had to go to a certain destination, and we were
Almost 1 hour there.
we're literally trying to collect the coins from everyone, and finally we managed to take the tickets. And then finally we came to know that there was a stall where they were giving tickets.
Correct.
This was, I
Very
think,
funny situation we were in.
yeah.
So I mean, one obvious questions that comes up, that what determines the places you travel to? What would be your main reason to be traveling to a particular place? Maybe we can ask Reza that.
So I think all of us will agree that we've been traveling together is for getting knowledge, and it's either been on a conference or an exhibition. So that is the main reason for the travel. Whatever we traveled is basically for exhibitions and conferences, and then we kept on learning, and then the whole day we spent together, and like Sandeep said, when we get back to the room or we get back to the lounge in the evening, so all of us share the pictures, what we have taken, or we start discussing, oh, you saw this detail, how this was, like Cosima comes up with something, and then Professor at the end, he has a final word, and he comes up and he sums up the whole thing, and he says that this is why it was done and what is the reason for it. So that's a great experience that we always share.
No, but if you're not going for an exhibition, but then you're going for an exhibition, then with which countries would you all would choose as
I think we all agree, we like to go to, every time we like to go to a new destination so that we can see something new and we learn something new from that. And I think that's what we've done always. If all of them agree, I mean, they will all agree is the same thing.
Right.
So what we do, Vivek ji, we meet in Mumbai also. And that is the time, one of the meeting, we have an agenda to decide as to what we will cover in this particular calendar year. And we kind of do a little bit of a planning, So like, okay, these are the places where we'll go, which is the best time to go there. So we try to coincide that with some conference or a symposium or an event, So that's how the yearly calendar is roughly developed at the beginning of every year. And then we follow that.
And we decide on what are the places we would like to visit in that destination. So we program it and then we go. So we know that, okay, we are going to see this tower. We try and get a permission for that, so that we get the entrance, or we're going to go and see this hotel or whatever. So we plan it before we leave for the destination.
One last one from me, then we'll ask the audience that has some question. Which country or cities are you most impressed with, or you enjoy architecture of? We can ask Vivek to reply.
One of my clients, I started traveling at the age of 32. Before that, I had no money to buy the ticket. So for the first time, my client took me to Dubai. Okay, and he had a mall to design. So he said, have you done any mall? I said, no. Have you seen Dubai? I said, no. Okay, let's go to Dubai. Because he wanted me to design, he took me to China thereafter. Then we went on to Shanghai and Beijing and Guangzhou, and me and I had Kiran Gala with me, interior designer, and we had literally visited more than 70 malls in the span of 7 days. And that is how we started into malls. So I think these are the two places. Why these two places? Maximum experiments in architecture happened in Dubai. So all of us here, all the panelists must have tried some time in their career to start practice in Dubai. Yes or no? The answer is yes. Second, the only country where you can compare ourselves is China, because of the population, because of the weather, because of many other issues. So we cannot compare ourselves with European countries because of the population difference, So if you really want to solve few of your issues, Singapore and China are the two best places where you can actually learn architecture. So if you ask me, my first preference is Singapore, second is Dubai, third is China.
Anika, questions from the audience?
Okay, so the first question is from Kalpesh Parekh to Prashant. Prashant, sir, which architecture designs do you like in India and why?
Okay, so I would say I love the work of Charles Correa, and one of my favorite architecture design, the building done by him is Sabarmati Ashram at Ahmedabad. The reason for that is because Charles used the basics of the material, very simple, brick, RCC, wood, pota stone, and he actually created things out of very simplistic things, you know, the light and shade, from, you know, volume, spaces, the transitional space that he created, the experiences, that human touch and human experiences that he created out of it was phenomenal. So with simple technology, huge achievements. And that's why I liked his work.
Thank you. The next question is for Reza. As Reza sir, it's by Nitin Dubey. As Reza sir told that government should do something above VT station like 5-star hotel, my question is, can we see projects like Seawood's Grand Central Mall, which is above Seawood's railway station in the future? And please share your views on Seawood's Grand Central Mall model.
Yeah, that is the Seawood Grand Central is a new modern structure. Whereas what I'm talking about is the existing underutilized heritage structures, which is actually, if you look at VT Station, it's like a museum itself. So it can be a hospitality destination, it can be a museum, and it can be the railway station as well. So I'm talking of using an existing building in the heart of Mumbai to make it as a tourist destination. So there are two different things, but you get my point what I'm saying.
The next question is to Kazema. It's again from Kalpesh Parekh. Chitilwala sir, which hospitality you like? So which places have you visited and what are the best hospitality projects that you have seen? And what do you think of the hospitality industry, or what would you like to add to it after the COVID-19 situation? You're on mute, sorry. You have to unmute.
I said, oh my God, this is the question which has been asking. Everybody has been asking what is the future of hospitality. I don't know, my friend. I don't know really what is going to be the future, because there is no crystal ball which I have, or I don't think so anybody has to see it. But yes, we are going through a rough patch, and we will survive. I am very sure that the way we have fallen, the hospitality has fallen, probably it will grow up that much faster. There is for India, there is enough for us, because our domestic travel is within our country. Domestic travel is around 2.8 billion travel is happening, which happened last year. So if we can reach half of that also, our hospitality will survive. Our hospitality can survive. But as far as my learnings and my things are concerned, I feel that Asian countries have far more better designs in terms of hospitality, because we have a different level of hospitality in terms, not only in design, but in the terms of services also, compared to the American and European countries. So if we need to really get inspired and see more, I would prefer to go for an Asian country. That reminds me, once I was in Thailand and we started around 7:30 in evening post conference. We started and I was out with a couple of friends till 4 o'clock, not doing wrong things or not doing the correct things, but we went to around 12 to 15 hotels in Bangkok, just to see what the details were, what were they serving, how were their experiences, what were the ambiences. So learning, I think so, Asia is a great ground, including China, for hospitality. You are mute.
We'll take one last question because we're already almost 90 minutes into the webinar. Anika?
Okay, so this question is from Avdesh. What are some of the best observations made by y'all in terms of architecture in India and in other places that you've visited? And are there any travel plans in the future? What are your next travel plans?
Big question.
He wants to come along.
All
today's-
virtual travels now.
Yeah.
Today's news is Air India came back halfway down from Moscow because the pilot was confirmed COVID.
I don't understand that as to why they would allow him to leave and why would they get to know halfway through.
God knows, God knows, God knows.
No. See, right now there is no travel plan at all. So if you remember my slide, there was a Spider-Man crying there. You know, it was hidden behind my face. Somehow I didn't know it is going to be hidden there. But I kept that sentimental Spider-Man there crying because there is no travel plan going to happen in any near future. And this is what we are going to miss. So thank you, Vivekji, for again connecting us here in your platform. And we are just refreshing our memories again.
So what we are going to do is as we are not going to be traveling, we will have one nice evening as soon as we are all able to meet at my house and
Absolutely.
the whole group of 17, as Sanjeev ji said, so that we can all meet together and discuss and see a lot more of your pictures and a lot more talks over single malt and other good things to share.
Sounds good. Sounds good. That's a good initiative. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank-
Vivekji, just to conclude, to all our friends, today also afternoon there was a webinar where all the doctors said the things are going to come back to normalcy. All of us are optimistic people here. So I think it's not more than 6 months. We have to wait. The life will come back to normalcy. We'll again have our travel plans. We'll again have our fun. So keep your mind and your heart in a positive note. And I'm sure we'll yet have the fun as we used to have it in past. And thank you, Vivekji, for your wonderful, wonderful invite. We sincerely
thanks.
look forward. Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to surprise.
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. It was a
It's
really
a big
pleasant
surprise. It's a big surprise for us.
It was like a wild card entry.
Yeah. Actually, none of our travel plan is complete without Professor's final dialogue.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all being there. And we really enjoyed this whole conversation. It was completely different from normal webinars because webinars are a different talk. This was about your entire worldwide travels and visits. It was absolutely amazing. I'm sure everybody who's been watching us loved it. And we have thousands of people who will watch the recording on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'm sure they will all love this. And we send out the links of the recording again to thousands of people. Thank you very much, all of you coming.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Vivekji.
Thank you, Vivekji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anika, thank you.
Thank you so much for
you.
coming.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you,
Thanks
Anika.
a lot, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Reza, enjoy
Thank you.
yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Now it's becoming day for me, so I'm just getting, this thing. Y'all are going to sleep now.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Reza, it's a Saturday evening for us.
Yeah, I know, but it's Saturday morning for me.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.